So, Michelle, welcome.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm so glad to have you. So, I've been anticipating talking to you because I'm really interested in your perspective around this opportunity because obviously you're a female, right? And this is what most people would say is hard work. And, typically when you think about hard work, you're thinking about men doing this type of work, right?
Correct.
With that being said, how many women are actually involved in you guys' group as sales reps at SWAT
As of right now,
as of right now?
myself.
Okay. And why is that the case? Like, is there just a reason why women aren't as involved in this, or what's your perspective on it?
I would say it's not so much physical. I mean, it is a little bit for myself because I'm almost 50. But as far as physicalness, I don't think it's necessarily a hard job.
Okay.
I would say it's more emotional or, mental.
And what do you mean by that emotional? What's the emotional part of what you do? Right. And let's talk about that. So what do you guys, so what do you do? You do door knock, correct?
Correct. Yes, sir.
And so I think it's easy to understand that door knocking can be a challenge for a lot of
Exactly.
because you get a lot of rejection, right?
And that is. But I actually love door knocking.
Now let me ask you the mental part of it that you're talking about. Is that from the rejection? Is that the
Exactly.
rejection part?
Mhm.
So how does that work? Do you get a lot of reject? What is that like? Take me through the day in the life of like a person who is going to knock doors. How many doors are you going to knock, and how many times are you going to get a yes versus getting a say no?
I would say on average, most people, you should be knocking at least 100 to 150 doors a day.
Okay.
Depending on, as a female in this industry, it's actually easier, I think, for somebody to open up the door and be more open and willing for you to have a conversation with them just
Right.
because you're a female and
You're less threatening. It's less threatening,
Exactly.
right? Less to be cautious about, right?
correct.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which makes sense. People are going to be cautious when somebody knocks on their door, right?
Mhm.
That being said, how was your experience in that personally with door knocking and people opening doors? Do you generally what's your success rate in terms? If you knock on 10 doors, how many people actually
I would
open the door?
say if I'm able to talk to them, I can knock 10 to 15 doors and probably get 3 or 4
Really?
Mhm.
So you're like a top G. What they call.
Like I just really like it.
Okay.
I really do.
So what do you like? You said that a couple of times. What do you like so much about it? What is the likability of what you do? What do you like so much about it?
Being able to talk to the customers, being able to educate them on the process,
Right.
because ultimately this is, when you're talking about their home, it's usually their most valuable asset. So it's a scary thing for most people.
Right.
You're talking about the thing that, their most valued asset.
Right.
So where you can give them comfort and you can give them, educate them on the process,
Right.
it kind of, eases that. And, people just become more comfortable. And that, once you start talking to them and you educate them,
Right.
then they, are willing to let you inspect the roof or follow through with the process.
Gotcha. I often imagine. I don't think I've ever had anybody knock on my door and offer me any information or advice about my roof. It's interesting. That.
Do you want to give me your address? I can come to an inspection. You probably need one.
So you say inspection. So how does the process work? So you have inspection first, right? Which is free. You guys usually do that?
Yes, it's a complimentary inspection. Basically, what you want us to do is, I always tell people you should always get 2 inspections on your roof a year.
Okay.
Just because the way insurance works, I actually used to write insurance. I was an insurance agent.
Okay.
So I know both sides of the process. But with insurance, the way that it works is if you do not have your roof inspected or at least have it documented, we always give you a full report and
Right.
everything. And we document that information, but it allows that in case you do have to file a claim,
Right.
that you've done your due diligence
Okay.
as far as the insurance process and you've had somebody come out, look at the property.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
if there is damage, then we educate you on the next process
Right.
as to filing a claim. But if there is no damage, we advise you, hey, this is what we see.
Okay. Oh, okay. So it's kind of important to know kind of what the status of your roof is. That's what that free inspection is about, right?
Mhm.
Because you can get caught. Well, from what I understand, you could get caught holding the bag, or your warranty could be in a certain place you're not aware of, because it's not like you're on your roof every day.
No, you got,
Right.
I mean, most homeowners don't get on their roof. Exactly. No, they do not.
So you guys are more into like educating, consumer education, and
Exactly.
helping people understand what their options are for getting their roof repaired, correct?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. That's cool. And that's important.
Mhm.
Now, I saw this recently on the news where insurance companies, it's funny you say you're an insurance agent, right?
I used to.
I'm going to throw a curveball at you right here really quick. But I saw where, the drones now, this new technology and this disruption, right?
Mhm.
Because we're kind of in that space now where a lot of the ways things have been done in the past are being done a little differently, right? Just because of technology.
Exactly.
And so roofing is something that's been around for a long time. Obviously, Mr. Dumas has been doing it for a long time.
Yes.
I saw on the TV the other day in news, I think it was a news segment, where insurance companies are doing drone, they're going to neighborhoods and they're collecting data with unaware where the homeowner is not aware of this.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're doing the drones over the house, getting that data. And so now the insurance companies have the data that the homeowner is not aware of. Have you heard about this?
I have not actually heard about this. I'm going to have to do my research on this. And
How would
that does make sense.
How would that affect what you guys do? Like, because now instead of, it's almost like the consumer's at a disadvantage in terms of the knowledge of what their house is. And this one guy on it, just to kind of wrap it up, this one guy was saying that when he went back to get his insurance policy renewed,
They denied
it because they had the data. So how would that change what you guys do in terms of educating the consumer? Would you guys be like an advocate for them, or how would you approach that?
Well, ultimately, hopefully, there's a lot of homes, especially here in DFW, but ultimately we can't get to every home. So we try to educate each person we're able to talk to make sure that they, explain to their neighbors and talk to their family and friends so that they actually can help us to spread that education, because it's a lot to get out. But unfortunately, insurance, I always say, are they're for-profit company.
Right.
So if they can come out and show that you were negligent on your home,
yes,
then they're going to deny that claim.
Wow.
And ultimately, that homeowner who you were talking about cannot go get new insurance.
Wow. That's a bad place to be in.
Exactly.
So what would you suggest for a person that's watching that owns a home? What would you suggest they do to prevent that from happening?
Have their roof inspected at least once a year, if not twice a year.
Okay.
Just to make
sure. So almost like a health checkup for your roof.
Exactly.
That's
wellness check.
A wellness check, because that could be expensive.
It can.
Wow. How often does that happen? Like where people are unaware of
it happens more so.
Really?
I've had one lady, she was with an insurance company for 20 some years, and they told her, hey, you have to get a new roof.
Wow.
We're going to cancel you. And they had to pay out of pocket.
Wow, that's crazy. So anyway, I think that's interesting. And just another example of how technology is disrupting the industry and, and how you got to protect yourself.
Exactly.
Because now this data piece, right, is, the insurance companies are using it, right? Obviously, which makes sense.
I now have to go read it.
Glad I can educate you on that. That's very,
I'm too busy.
I'll send you that clip. I sent it to I sent it to Andy, right? Yeah, and he saw it. But I'll send it to you because it's interesting. And I think it'll change the way you guys actually approach advocating for the consumer.
Definitely.
Right? Because now it's awareness, right? It's consumer awareness.
You're giving us knowledge to make sure we educate.
Exactly. Yeah. And now I would want to be educated if I knew my insurance company was trying to get ahead of me on the deal, right?
Yep.
Just makes sense. So that's very interesting. Thanks for sharing that. So let's talk about you a little bit more. So I asked Travis this before. What is some of the biggest accomplishments? Give me one of the biggest accomplishments you've had since you've been at Swat.
When I first started working here, in the first 14 months, I put 6 figures liquid in my bank account.
In the first how many months?
14 months.
Okay, that's it. I'm stopping. I'm coming. I'm working for you guys. 14 months. You put 6 figures in?
Liquid. Yep.
Liquid. Cash.
Cash money.
Wow.
As a single mom.
As a single mom?
As a single mom.
So this is an option for people who need to put 6 figures in their bank account in 12 months.
Exactly. You can do it. But it's
now, with that being said, there are challenges obviously with that because this is not an easy business. It's that psychological thing you were talking about, right?
Correct.
It can be, is this made for, obviously this isn't made for everybody, right?
Correct.
So what are some of the challenges you see with people who aren't successful in it?
Work ethic.
Okay.
Yes, because if you have the work ethic, you have the grind, I honestly think everything else can be taught to you.
Okay. Okay.
And come with a, a good attitude. But the work ethic is a huge piece of this.
Yes.
Because it's a lot of hours.
Yes.
We work outside in the heat.
Right.
So it's, draining on you.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's
But it's rewarding.
But it's return, right? Like
Exactly.
that just, man, so technically, so what are some of the biggest challenges you see in regards to people who are successful? I kind of asked Travis this too. Like so for somebody that would put 6 figures in their bank account in 14 months,
Mm-hmm.
what challenges do you see with that success, if that makes sense? Are there challenges with being successful too fast in this space?
Yes. It's like drug money. And because you make so money so quickly,
Right.
so people go and spend it.
Yes.
Like, but this is a commission-based,
Yeah.
job. So with that being said, I've always, as a single mom, had the thought in my head, what happens if I get hurt and I can't work?
Right.
Well, what's going to happen? I have to have that little nest egg. So that was my whole point of saving that money.
That
And
makes sense. Mama bears thing like
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Worst case. Yeah.
worst case scenario,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. So, let me see. What else do I have for you? You've answered so many. So you're 3 to 5. Let's go there.
Okay.
Right. It's 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Right. 2028, 29, 2030.
Wow.
I think I heard you say.
I'm going to be old.
Listen, I think I heard you say something about beach. I heard you say something about McLaren.
Uh-huh.
So what is your 3 to 5? What do you want to be? So you're a single mom. How old is if you don't mind me asking, how many children do you have?
1.
Okay. And
He'll be 15.
he'll be 15. So in 3 to 5, he'll be almost 20.
He will, yes.
So he'll be out of the house.
Years he's graduating.
He'll be gone.
That's whenever I can, start focusing on me.
Okay. So what's that plan look like?
Hopefully making enough money where I can relax and retire.
Okay. Retire?
I hope to retire.
At what age? You look way too young to be talking about retiring.
I mean, I live very frugal.
Right. Which is smart.
Mm-hmm.
It's inflationary world we live in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to invest my money.
Okay.
So hopefully, once I start that and I'm making, what do you call that? Residual income, I think is what it's called.
Yes, it is.
I will be able to have that, little nest egg. So yes.
Okay. So let's wrap it up with this. So you mentioned investment.
Mm-hmm.
For someone who would choose to do this and make that much money really quickly,
mm-hmm.
What advice would you give them in regards to taking that money and what are you doing with your money? Like, how are you protecting yourself? Are you in stocks? Are you in real estate? Are you in land? I know Travis said land. He's really a land kind of guy. What's your thing? What's your advice? What do you invest in?
I listen to Mr. Dumas.
Okay.
And so he has a few opportunities that he has brought, and I'm thinking about investing with him.
Okay.
A venture.
Okay. All right. Well, Mr. Doe, you can't let Mr. He's done so good by you. You're like, he got you. That's cool. That's good to hear. Well, Michelle, I want to thank you for spending time on the sofa on our couch here at the Surrounding Science Show. And
I appreciate it.
It's been educational for both
of us.
Right.
My research.
Yeah, I'm glad I could bring some knowledge to your expertise.
I needed it.
Yeah.
It's always good to have those little things in my back pocket.
I always tell people you're never too old to learn something new. So never think you know it all, because
exactly.
As soon as you do, you'll get a rude awakening.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you, Michelle. It was good to have you.
Thank you.
And hopefully we'll see you soon.
Okay.
And for you guys, Michelle, you're blocking my camera there, Michelle.
Sorry.
So if you guys want more information, please go ahead and subscribe, tune in, and we'll see you guys in the next one. And don't forget, on the next one, we're going to have Mr. Dumas, the leader, CEO of Swat, and he's going to be talking about these guys. All right. So we'll see you guys in the next one. William Agnew, Michelle. We're out.
We're out.
Let's go.
Let's go.